It's time to think about saying goodbye to Project Ford Fairmont. Find out more after the jump. Well, I feel like I can already read your comments right now saying, don't do it, man, don't sell it, you're gonna regret this, things of that nature. But hey, before we get to that, if you're meeting me for the first time, I'm Grant Tommy, this is Straight Six Fan, your home for offbeat hot rodding, and that's what this channel is supposed to be about. It's about cars like this, my 1978 Ford Fairmont budget build that I've dubbed Project Ford Fairmont. It's a car I built for basically $4,999. I did cook the books a little bit, but basically I built an all-around car for under $5,000, and I have a number of reasons why I want to sell this car, or why I think now is the time to sell this car, and we will get into that here in a second. But you know, all of what I want this channel to be about is helping you build your hot rod and your confidence without a ton of money. And over 3 years, I sure have learned a lot working on this car. But if I'm going to keep that mantra up, that credo, that whatever you want to say, mission statement, well, I think it's time for some fresh content on this channel. And so that's basically my primary reason why it's time to move on from Project Ford Fairmont. But you know, I've said it many times before, and I'll say it again, I've never meant for this car to be built for keeps. I just don't have the room. And well, it's being expedited by the fact that here in Kansas, the way we renew our license tags, it's by last name. My renewal comes up in November, so I record this on the second to last day of November, and I decided not to renew my plates this year. And then that rolls over into winter, and I kind of want to park my truck back in this bay for winter. Call me a wuss or whatever, but scraping your windshield gets pretty old most mornings. And that brings me into my next reason why I would just park this out in the driveway, but the oil and automatic transmission fluid leaks, well, they've been getting worse. And you know what? I don't have the resources, I don't have an engine hoist, an engine stand, all of that junk to yank this and really probably address those issues once and for all, and how they need to be addressed. So that's yet another reason why these all kind of compound together, and it's time to move on. Having hit that $5,000 mark basically is also the primary reason. Like, I feel like any more money I dump into this car, I have zero chance of seeing that again. And it's not that I necessarily think, or I know, I'm going to be able to sell this and get my money back out of it or profit. I don't know, but that's what we got to try. We've got to put it out on the market and see if we can. But you know, I'm not going to sell this thing until I had a chance to do a couple of things I wanted. So this past weekend, crossed off about 3 different bucket list items. And so we start off with putting that thicker sway bar to use. I went on a road here locally that's got a lot of good S-curves or serpentine curves, switchbacks, I don't know what you want to say. Nothing super intense or crazy like, say, the Ozarks in Missouri or any sort of mountain road, but I gotta say, very impressed with how well this car handled those curves. I would put it up against my wife's Mustang into driving sensation. But you know, things are loose enough on this one that there's a little bit of that fear factor, I guess you'd say, that makes it a little more enjoyable. But like I said, very impressed with how well this Fox body just handled the road when I have really no suspension upgrades outside of that sway bar and the polyurethane bushings. Bucket list item number 2, took it on a road trip here, basically a day trip on Sunday. Drove about 100 miles one way or 200 mile round trip to Emporia, Kansas, and so it was great. And my wife actually rode with me. It's the first time she actually rode in the car, so it was fun to see something that I built be 100 miles reliable to make a trip like that. So not an insane road trip, but it was obviously for a day trip, it was a good little measure. And aside from the steering wheel liking to shake at 65 miles an hour plus, and I don't don't think it ever went past 72 miles an hour on the interstate because it's just not that fun to drive, especially with the 327 gears. This thing really needs overdrive. Got happy again that I was able to cross that off the list. So yes, it was finally time that I gave you guys another burnout. This was the first time I've done a burnout in this car post GT40P head swap. So roll that beautiful bean footage. Needless to say, the reminiscing is great. I'm glad I have video of it, and well, you know what? At the time I record this, November 29th, I do have one more day left in November before my tag expires, so I'm going to drive it to work, to and from work, which is about a 37-mile trip one way. So we'll get in some more driving, and you know what? This probably isn't going to be the last you see of Project Ford Fairmont here on my channel. And I'll tell you why. As it stands today, I see at least 2 episodes left for this car after this one airs, and that is because, well, there's that air-fuel ratio gauge in my glove box that I need to remove because I want to keep that for myself for the next project. And then I still need to slap on that air conditioner compressor, so I think that's 1 episode. And then finally, I owe you guys a kind of wrap-up, a cinematic before and after of where this car started to where it is now. So I want to book in this, I don't know how many episodes even I've done on Project Ford Fairmont on this channel, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's past 50. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Now, I know what some of you guys are maybe thinking, what happens if this car doesn't sell? Okay, so if I don't sell this car for the price I want to sell it for, well then that means the consolation prize is I just hold on to the car. So I'm going to give it at the very least a month. If it's this time, let's say it's New Year's Eve and I haven't sold this car, I will probably figure out how to rent a storage unit and store this for February and March, renew the tag, and then, you know, keep it around for spring and enjoy it at least one more season, maybe try selling it in the summer, but we shall see. Now you're probably wondering what's the next project for the channel, and I really want to get into that right now. But again, I'm the type that I hate talking about things till I know they're a little more of a given. But if things go right, let's just say this, the 4.9 liter out of my original high school truck is going to get yanked, it's going to get rebuilt, and it's going to be the core that I build something around it. So we'll kind of leave it at that. In the interim, expect the Rat Rod Radio Flyer to make its return in some way, shape, or form. And probably a welding project or 2 for the old Toyota Tacoma. So I think there's plenty to be done over the winter if this car is no longer in my possession. So again, only time will tell, but I just want to say thanks to all of you out there who supported me over the 3-year journey, 3-year plus journey that was with this car, and all the help along the way when I ran into snags and dead ends and all of that. Couldn't have done it without the community supporting me, encouraging me, and all of the sorts. So if you could, if you're getting choked up about this, kind of like I am, like, comment, share, subscribe. I don't care which one you do as long as you do one. It really helps this channel out. Otherwise, I'm just going to say to all my 6 fans out there, thanks for watching.